importance of Guru?
Before I explain philosophically about Guru, I will tell you one story. I am a storyteller. So, there is one book called Ramayana. The hero of that Ramayana is Rama. The story centered around Rama. There was one man who remembered his many previous lives. So he was telling a story of his one life. Of his one life, he said that he was a spiritual practitioner. He was a practitioner of spirituality. So one day he was sitting in meditation of the Lord Shiva. Shiva means consciousness. He was meditating on Lord Shiva, that means he is meditating for Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And while he was meditating, sitting in meditation, his teacher, his Guru came. And he didn't get up to show respect or to pay respect to his Guru. Why? He thought, I am meditating on him, the God. Guru is a man, he is a human being, and I am meditating on God. Why should I get up to pay respect to the man when I am meditating on God? So with this idea in his mind, he didn't get up and pay respect to his Guru. Now the story further says, Lord Shiva became angry with that practitioner because he couldn't tolerate. The Guru was not angry. He came and he sat down on one side. But Lord Shiva couldn't tolerate this insult to Guru, and so he became angry. And then he declared some punishment, that this punishment you will have to undergo for disrespecting your Guru. When the Guru heard this, he became impatient. He said, oh, my boy will have to suffer. So he started praying Shiva. So Shiva asked, what do you want? You are a devotee, a great devotee of mine. You are praying me for what? Tell me what you want. He said, I don't want anything. I want only one thing. The punishment that you have inflicted on my disciple should be withdrawn. That is my only demand. And then Lord Shiva has no alternative because he has already promised that what you want, tell me, whatever you will want, I will give you. So he had no alternative, and he said, all right, I will withdraw my punishment. Now, the philosophy says that God is infinite. And infinite has no hand, no feet, no eyes, no tongue, no throat. So how can he act, and how can he act in our presence, or how can we grasp him? No human mind can grasp infinite existence. So how to grasp that? It is not possible to grasp. And myself, I am so limited, my powers are so limited, my capacities are so limited that I cannot achieve the infinite. So there should be a link between the infinite and this finite, a small unit. Now who will be the link? None else than himself. The infinite existence only can become the link. So he of his own, out of the 5 fundamental factors that he has created, he creates one body, human body. And that human body becomes his projection. He will project all his ideas, all his theories, all his works through that body. which he has himself created out of his own five fundamentals created by him. And in that figure, he makes his own medium, and the infinite acts through that figure. And the figure through which the infinite acts is called Guru. Lord Krishna told Arjuna, Paritranaya sadhunang vinashaye cha duskritang dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. The meaning is to protect who are saintly, to protect the saintly people, and to destroy those who are devils. For the destruction of devils and for the protection of saintly people, I do come often. And then I establish the realm of dharma, means the moralists. So I do come. Here he is talking in connection with that infinite. He is connecting his mind with the infinite mind, and then he is talking like this. I do come from time to time. Dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. I come from time to time. The Guru is God, the infinite is Guru, but he has to act through some medium, and that medium is called Guru. Therefore, we can say it is just like a bridge. Creation is in the mind of the cosmic entity, but cosmic consciousness is there, and we are to go into cosmic consciousness, and we are in this created universe in the mind of the cosmic entity, in that cosmic mind. So, Guru is a bridge between this created universe where I exist and the infinite consciousness. So a bridge leading to infinite consciousness is Guru. In the realm of spirituality, no one can cross that vast ocean without his grace. As Krishna said, Mamaiva je prapadyante maya metang taranti. He who surrenders in me crosses this maya, this illusion. So the Guru is like a bridge between the created world and the infinite consciousness. That is the importance of Guru, and that is the relation between Guru and God. So God is himself Guru. As Lord Krishna said, Sambhavami juge juge, I come from time to time. That means God is saying that I come and I act through a medium. So that medium who is acting as Guru is God, because God himself has taken a point in a certain body to act in this universe. Because actions to be done in front of me, in front of you, needs some figure, some solid figure. So there is no difference between God and Guru.
Dada, what are samskaras, and what is the way to liberate oneself from samskaras?
Sanskara means whatever action we do, there is always a reaction. Every action has its reaction. People generally say every action has equal and opposite reaction. But Baba used to say, no, it is not that. Every action has its equal and opposite reaction provided there is no change in time, place and person. The reaction is there, reaction is must, there will be reaction. But equal and opposite reaction can only be when there is no change in time, place and person. But time, place and person are changing every moment. So the reaction always is more than the action. I mean, it comes with interest. Whatever actions we do and the reactions come to us, we now go through the reactions, but every reaction is not exhausted. So whatever reaction is left to be exhausted remains in its potentiality. And now, whenever the right time or the proper time comes, we again have to face those reactions. So long we don't exhaust those reactions, they are only in potentiality, that is called sanskar. Reaction in potentiality is called sanskar. Now, just possible I have not exhausted all my sanskar in this life, then something remains in potentiality which will come to me in next life, and that will be my sanskar. You see, there are two brothers, born of the same parents, lived in the same family, same house, educated in the same institution. But you see, the choice is different. Somebody likes psychology, somebody likes English. Niharika likes English, Jyotsna likes psychology. So why this difference? They are born of the same parents, they are living in the same house, under the same sort of guidance, same institution, they were in the same school, they are in the same college, but still why this difference? This is because of sanskar. So one likes psychology, the other likes English literature. So this is called sanskar. Man acts according to the sanskar because the impression of those reactions in potentiality guide the mind in a particular direction. Now, how to exhaust that so that doesn't remain in balance and doesn't increase by interest? So how to exhaust that? Well, here I will quote one saying from Gita. Lord Krishna told Arjuna, it is very difficult to cross this vast gap of Maya, but then it becomes possible if you completely, fully surrender to me. So that means devotion. Do whatever you want to do with surrender to Him. In every action, you remember Him and you offer the action to Him, and you are doing the action as per His directions, as per His guidance. So let this be the attitude of mind, and that is possible through second lesson. So second lesson is there. In sanskar also, if you have a bad reaction, you say, oh, God is angry with me, oh God, you are giving me so much of trouble, you say. And when you achieve a great thing, you say, oh, look, I have done this. When you get praises and distinctions, then you say, I have done it. And when you have to suffer a painful reaction, then you say, oh, God is giving me trouble. Yeah, what to do? This is God's will. There you say this is God's will, and you say, I have done it. Well, that should not be the attitude of a sadhak. While going through sanskar, we should keep the same attitude. Same attitude means the attitude of surrender. No, you are doing everything. If you achieve something great, you say, oh, you have achieved it. I am just a medium. I am your medium. You have achieved it. I have not done it. This was the instruction given to Arjun by Lord Krishna. Oh Arjun, you fight, but you don't think you are fighting. You are my medium. So a man should have that attitude. I have done this great job, but I haven't done this great job. He has done this great job. Only he has made me his medium. So this should be the attitude of surrender. And with this attitude of surrender, no sanskar will be binding. I will tell you a story of one saint to whom I had been. That old saint fell down and he broke his bone here, somewhere here. So he was suffering. People asked him, there were many devotees, and they all asked him that let us go to hospital and let us get it operated, and let some doctors suggested some sort of plate or something to be fixed here and that. He said, no, leave it as it is. It has come, let it remain with me. Then one day he fell down again and he broke this bone here. Again people said, what have you done it? Again you have fallen down and this is broken. At least let us get it done. He said, no, leave it as it is. I am to go now. And before I go, I must exhaust everything. I do not want to keep anything in a store for future. So let me finish all this. So this is just what he said. This is an incident, true incident, I tell you. But this is a philosophy. I think this explains.
Dada, could you please tell us what is a jivan mukta or a liberated soul?
Jivan mukta, the meaning itself shows what it is. You know the philosophy that there is consciousness, cosmic consciousness, then within that cosmic consciousness there is cosmic mind. From cosmic mind this universe is created. Within that cosmic mind this universe is there. And then in this universe there are so many units, created units. So right from the cosmic consciousness to this unit, the consciousness is everywhere. The difference is only of degree. That consciousness, the cosmic consciousness, is infinite. But the consciousness in me is just a small unit. But it is consciousness, it is the same thing, it is the same stuff. You put here milk in a glass and then just take out one drop out of the glass. The glass is full of milk and there is just a drop on the tip of my finger. But chemically there is no difference between this and that. It's the same thing. The matters are the same. The difference is only in quantity. So consciousness is there. Even in me there is consciousness. In one unit there is consciousness, which is just a point in that vast cosmic consciousness. So when we withdraw our mind from external objects and then surrender our mind to the cosmic mind, and when we go further ahead, then we enter into that cosmic consciousness. So this unit consciousness enters into that cosmic consciousness. Now after entering into the cosmic consciousness, there remains nothing, because that is the final desideratum, the final goal, that is the final stage of everything. So once the unit mind enters into unit consciousness and the unit consciousness merges into the cosmic consciousness, the existence of unit consciousness or unit mind doesn't remain. You just take a glass of water and take it to a pond and pour the water in the glass in the pond. The water is there. This water is also there, but you can't distinguish because it becomes one with that. So the unit consciousness, when it merges with the cosmic consciousness, this unit consciousness is there, but it is one with that. It has become one with that. So no one can differentiate. When one achieves through sadhana that stage in this body, it is called jivan mukta stage. The state of being jivan mukta. And that soul is called a realized soul because he has realized it. You can't see it with the eyes. It is a matter of realization, not of seeing or hearing or touching. So he has realized it. Through a practice of spirituality, he merged his unit mind into his unit consciousness, and then again through practice, he merged a unit consciousness into that cosmic consciousness, and again when he is out, he becomes a normal man. Suppose he sits in Nirvikalpa Samadhi for 1 hour, 2 hours, thereafter he is a normal man, eating, laughing, talking to you, moving about, he is doing everything. So such souls, such people are called realized soul. He has realized it. And he is called jivan mukta in Sanskrit.
Dada, Baba said without jama niyama, sadhana is impossible. What exactly did he mean?
You see, jama niyam also is a part of sadhana. And there are other parts. Other parts means asana, pranayam, dharana, dhyan, ityadi. So, in jama niyam, you learn second lesson and you learn Ishwar Pranidhan also. So without second lesson and without Ishwar Pranidhan, no sadhaka can think of being successful in sixth lesson. You see, you have come on this first floor after climbing those steps. So without climbing the steps, how can you reach here? So, Nirvikalpa Samadhi can be achieved through dhyan only, but one cannot have a successful dhyan unless he is successful in Ishwar Pranidhan. And it is just like I told you just now that you have climbed so many steps, then you have reached here. So, to be fully established in Dhyana Yoga, one has to do Ishwar Pranidhana also seriously. That will give you the strength, the power to achieve Dhyana Yoga successfully. And then there are other things also. Second lesson, always having the ideation of the great, the infinite existence, the cosmic existence, his ideation always, so that no reaction comes to you as a bondage, as a binding force. Then there are actions like ahimsa, satya, ityadi, all these. So we know that every action has its reaction. So our action should be bound by those principles. Otherwise the reaction will be such which will act as a strong binding force. So that is why it is said that without yama and niyam, sadhana becomes impossible. That means the fulfillment of sadhana, the final goal of sadhana will be impossible unless Ishwar Pranidhan, second lesson, and those moral principles are followed. Because there will be reactions if the actions are not according to niyam, ahimsa or satya or santosha, if it is not according to that, then the reaction will be a binding force. We are trying for liberation and we are doing something which is binding me. So yama and niyam is essential for a sadhak to be successful in sadhana. Take this a small example, swadhyaya. Now, what does swadhyaya mean? Swadhyaya means teaching yourself, your own self, learning by own self. How? You learn from books and you learn from men. So, read good books and keep company of good people. That is the simple thing. If you don't do it, your mind will go astray this way or that way. So always try to read good books and always try to keep company with good people so that your mind doesn't go astray. So these are the small things, but these are the guiding principles of a sadhak. So therefore, one who doesn't follow yam niyam can never be a good sadhak and he can never achieve the final desiderata.
Dada, it is said that not even a blade of grass can move without the will of God. Yet some people use this to justify when they do something bad. Where does the responsibility really lie?
This is true. Not even a blade of grass can move without his will. But then you are doing some action. You can't remain actionless. At least for your existence, you breathe, you eat, you take bath, you sleep comfortably. So these are also actions. Now, when you do some action and you think that he is doing it, it is well and good. But when he is doing it, what is his instruction? His instruction is be good and do good. So if you do a bad thing, how do you say that he instigated me or he guided me to do the bad thing? Now, I will tell you one thing here, just like a story, like a story. In one house, there was fire. The fire caught. The house was burning. People came running to extinguish the fire. He never says, "Oh, why should I go?" It is just the result of his own action. This is the reaction that he is exhausting. Why should I go? Well, true it is. It is true that he is exhausting his reaction. But what are you doing? You are acting by not going and telling people that he is suffering his reaction, why should I go? You are also acting. So this is your action. And this action will also have reaction. So what is your action? Your action is of non-cooperation, not helping, not doing good. Is your action here? Then how can you escape this action? So you will have the reaction of this action of yours. True it is that he is exhausting his reaction, but you are creating a reaction which you will have to suffer. So in that case, we should not think in that way. We should think, whatever may be the case, my duty is to do good. I will go there and I will do it. So that should be the right attitude. So it is true that not a blade of grass can move without his will, but his will can never be ill, can never be ill, bad. His will is always to do good. So you have an independent mind to think. Your mind can act both ways. You can think good, you can think evil. You have been given the independent mind. Only man on this earth has independent mind to think and act. Now, if you think to do good, the reaction will be good. If you think to do bad, the reaction will be bad. Now, when you think of doing harm to others, this is your independent thinking, and you harm, there God will not stand before you and prevent you from doing that. He has a law. The law is there, and everything is moving according to the law. And what is the law? The law is action-reaction. So, this way you have thought, the reaction will come from that direction. Here also, I will quote the sentence told by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, "Na kartritvam na karmani, lokasya sirjate prabhu, na karma phal sanjogat svabhavastu prapartate." I do not do anything. I do not make anybody to do anything. And I do not collect the sanskaras, the reaction in potentialities for anybody and pass it on to him for suffering or exhausting it. Then how it is happening? Svabhavastu pravartate. Everything is going on according to the law of nature. So God has created the law. The law is of action and reaction. He is doing nothing. He has given you the law. Abide by that law. If you don't abide by that law, you have to suffer. Somebody say, "Oh God, don't allow my hand to burn. Oh God, I am praying to you, I am praying to you," and you put your hand in the fire. Well, what is the law about the fire? Burn. Fire burns. That is the law of nature. So, you go on praying to God and put your hand that I am praying to God, my hands will not be burned. Will it not be burned? It will be burnt according to the saying of Lord Krishna. Everything is happening according to the law of nature. So he has given the law. He has made this nature, he has given the law. Now, according to the law of nature, you have to suffer every reaction of yours, whether it is good or bad. If your action is bad, the reaction will be bad. If your action is good, the reaction will be good. They are your independent thinking acts. But when you surrender your actions to God, to Him, in that case you remember Him. And when you remember Him, you cannot think of anything evil. So here again, second lesson comes in picture. A man, if he always remembers his second lesson and always keeps his mind tied up with that cosmic existence, he will never think evil, of doing any evil, and then reaction will always be good. But to be free from good reaction also, the Vedanta philosophy of Vedanta says that the handcuff of iron, steel, and the handcuff of gold, both are handcuffs. So no handcuff should be allowed, whether it is of a steel or of gold. And to be free from your handcuff of gold means good reactions, pleasure, you are having all sorts of pleasure. But while you will be just having pleasure, exhausting the sanskar of pleasure, in that also you will be acting, and there is every likelihood of doing something wrong. So therefore, we should try to be away from that also. So good reactions also we do not want. We never want bad reactions. Also good reactions we do not want. We don't want a golden handcuff, a golden chain. So that is why it is said, surrender all your actions to Him, and you will be free from all reactions, because all the actions are His. I am just a medium. You are doing it through me. You are guiding me. I am doing it. So everybody should keep his mind on Him, on that cosmic entity. Remember Him always. Here comes second lesson to our help. And in that case, I can do no evil. I will always do good. That good also will be surrendered to Him. So that also will not be a binding chain for us.
Dada, what do you feel when the Kundalini rises?
You are asking practical question.
Practical.
It is not philosophical.
No.
Practical should be done practically. So you do it, you will have the experience. The thing is that when sadhak meditates, a sort of vibration is created. And Kundalini, which is called the serpentine power, is dormant. There is a point in body, the last chakra is, lowest chakra I should say, the lowest chakra is Muladhara chakra. And in Muladhara chakra, there is a point where the Kundalini is. That point is called Kula. That is why the full name of Kundalini is Kula Kundalini. That means Kundalini residing at Kula. So that Kundalini there, that serpentine power there is dormant. As a man is sleeping like that. Now when the man is sleeping, you just pat on his body like this for a few times and he will awaken. Because of the touching, you create a sort of vibration or sensation on his body, and then his sleep is broken. So when we recite mantra, when we meditate, when we do these yogic practices, what happens? In body a sort of vibration is created. And that vibration reaches that point where Kundalini is dormant or sleeping, and it's just like patting the Kundalini. As you pat a man with your hand and he wakes up, so it is just like a patting. So that vibration touches the Kundalini, and as a result the Kundalini awakens, wakes up. The natural tendency of Kundalini is to rise upwards. So when it wakes up, it starts moving upward. Now when it starts moving upward, the passage is through which it moves upward is called Sushumna Nadi. You might have heard about Ingla, Pingla crossing each other and Sushumna going a straight way. So at the end of Sushumna is that Kula where Kundalini resides in dormant condition. So when it is awakened, it enters into that pipe called Susumna, Nadi. It's like a pipe. Nadi means pipe. So it enters into that and it rises above gradually. As soon as it awakens, the sadhak feels some sensation over the body. You touch somebody's body here or here, then you feel a, what you call it, ticklish sensation. So like ticklish sensation, one feels when the Kundalini awakes and makes a little movement, the sadhak gets a ticklish sensation. But that ticklish sensation increases when the Kundalini rises above. And when it penetrates through different chakras, then the sadhak has different kinds of feelings. Of course, in the beginning, at the lowest point, when it wakes up and it gradually starts moving, sometimes the sadhak may see some sort of vision which may be either pleasing or fearful. Warning should be given that nobody should be afraid of these sensations. It is not necessary that everybody will see it. Somebody may see it according to his own sanskar. That is also according to his own sanskar. It depends on your own nervous system also. A sadhak should make his nervous system quite healthy, quite strong. Otherwise, what will happen? A little rise in Kundalini and he will start perspiring, giddiness will be there, and perspiration, giddiness, then just possible pain also in the body, aching. All these happen because his nervous system is not very pure. As a sadhak's nervous system should be. That is why asana, pranayam and food habit is very essential for a sadhak. Lead a normal life, very normal life, and gradually through practice that will also be obey. You see, first day if you run 500 meters, you feel cramps in your thighs and other muscles. But you keep on practicing and then just possible after a year, you win the gold medal in 500 meters. The same man who had cramps on the first day is earning gold medal today. It's through practice. So likewise, today you are perspiring, you are feeling giddiness, you are feeling pain over the body, you are having breathlessness. But keep on practicing and keep those things in mind. Asana, pranayam, food habits, living, how to live. So keep all these in mind, and a day will come when all these will vanish and you will have a pleasant sensation then.
Dada, how can one experience the living presence of Guru when he no longer has a physical body?
When the Guru is here, in a physical body, the physical body is just a carriage. It's a carrier. But there is something in that body who is acting. And that something never dies. The authority is there. The physical body is not there, but the authority is there. The authority is not the body. The body comes for a particular period, but the authority is somewhere else. And that authority is the vibrational force created by the Guru. He creates a vibrational force which remains in this universe, and we are to catch that vibrational force and go ahead. So we will get a strength, we will get help, assistance, we will have a strength to go ahead through that vibrational force. In the very beginning, in 1956 he said, this vibrational force is created, take help from this vibrational force. Even when he was physically present and the man practicing spirituality is in New Zealand, he is not physically present before Baba, or Baba is not physically present there. So how will he have success in his Dhyan Yoga there? Vibrational force. It's all pervading, that vibrational force is already all pervading. The vibrational force that Sri Sri Anand Murti Ji has created through Brahma Mudra and Janu Spars Mudra, you take help of that vibrational force and go ahead and take others also on to the path of spirituality with the help of that vibrational force. Even though Baba's physical body is not here, his vibrational force, the vibrational force for a spirituality that he has created through these mudras is there. Therefore I say, I have said since yesterday, I have been telling that Dhyana Yoga is very necessary, very essential. And nobody can have Nirvikalp Samadhi without Dhyana Yoga. Through Ishwar Pranidhan we can achieve only Savikalp Samadhi. So it is possible even when Guru is not physically present. Baba said, nothing can be achieved without his grace. Of course your efforts are necessary, but then his grace is also necessary. But you can't get grace by begging. You have to snatch it from him. But how can you snatch? He is all-powerful, almighty, and you are just an unit, a small unit. How can you snatch it from him? Well, the easiest means to snatch it from him is to do what he wants to be done. You do what he wants to be done, and then he will become so close to you, and he will be so much pleased that whatever you will want, he will have to do. So that is called a snatching. So you snatch from him the grace, but you can't get it by begging. So that means whatever the ideology has been given by the Guru, that ideology should be followed rigidly. And not only I should follow it, but I should try to make others also to move on the same path, the path of virtue, the virtuous path. And in short, I can say, let us all be good, and let us all try to do good. So in simple words, I can say this, and by this method we can snatch his grace.